I think the lockdown. Sorry, can you hear me?
Yes, you said something about
Okay.
lockdown.
I'm saying about lockdown has finished. I want to ask if you are planning for physical class or something like that. I don't know. I'm asking.
Oh, sure. That's a good question. So we will, this session is supposed to be fully remote. It was designed to be fully remote. We hope that you'll have a more or less same experience as someone who has people will be meeting physically. And
Okay.
if at any point you feel like it's not going well, please let us know what can be improved, because we do not want to, as much as the lockdown has been lifted, we do not want to risk our lives and just go out, yet we don't know the situation as of today.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so go ahead and get started with the presentation. I will present with, I've told you I'm holding this session with Jean Makara. So at some point we'll also, but Jean Makara, do you want to introduce yourself before we even get started?
Well, thank you so much. Thank you, Samuel Nishimwe. My name is Jean. I'm a colleague to Samuel Nishimwe. I'm a senior coordinator in Angola, in Angola Tech program. And I'm going to be supporting you in the next 4 weeks of the web development crash course. And of course, today I have a few minutes to share a segment or at least a component of this presentation. And but it's most definitely a joy for me to be here with you. Thank you so much. Back to Sam.
Thank you, Jean. One last thing before we get started, this session and most sessions will be recorded so that we keep a record of the sessions, but then we also want to share with you the recordings afterwards in case you want to go back over the session and maybe remind yourself of something, or you feel like you might want to rewatch the session. So make sure that we keep a record of this, and we will be posting the links as necessary. So this and subsequent sessions will be recorded. And as in information security, you cannot record people without their consent. So if any of you feel like they're not comfortable being recorded, we can just let us know. But I have to let you know that most sessions. Okay, so let's get started. So welcome to the Web Development Crash Course. This is the onboarding session, and will be your presenter today. I'm Samuel Nishimwe. I've already introduced myself. So what about this session? Why did we think of creating this web development crash course? We want to share with the brandees in general, like the youth in Rwanda, mostly the people that we're targeting. We want you to acquire the skills, the basic skills in web development. If you are on this call, then have some sort of idea of the information that we're currently in the information age, and most of the things that we do today are being driven by technology. One of the ways you can take part is by learning in-demand skills in this information age. And we all know that, or maybe you may not even know, but maybe even you've heard that some of the in-demand skills that we have on the market includes web development. So it's in this line that we want to make sure that we give you the basic knowledge in web development. Then we want to think that after acquiring this knowledge, you would be able to take it on for yourself from there for yourself, and even do some more learning on your part, or go ahead and use the skills that you've gained to do something else that could be beneficial to your life. So this could be your next career if you are interested in anything IT. So it's not necessarily that you have to, this is why you should stick, but if you are interested in IT generally, this could be your next big thing that you do in your life, and that could help you move from one point to another. I'm not sure someone who's unmuted. I can't know exactly what it is. Please, if you know you've unmuted yourself, remember to begin mute. So we are, if you've been told, let's say you've been told by your friends that, hey, there's this thing of, web development, and you're wondering, what is this? What do people do? What does that look like? Then you are in the right space. This is where you're going to know more about what web development entails. Also, if you've done some work in web development, but you feel like you want to go further, you want to be able to do more, you want to gain even more depending on your next goals, something else, maybe you have something in mind, you want to build an app, or you want to gain knowledge that can help you get your next job. This could also be beneficial. This is why we said we are targeting both absolute beginners, but also people that may have some experience. So we call them like people may be advanced. So if you have some experience, this could also be helpful. But if you're also an absolute beginner, all you need is to be here and give your time and follow the program as it's been designed, and we can be rest assured that you'll definitely gain the skills that you look for. Okay, so the technical skills that we will be doing, we're doing HTML, CSS, and an introduction to JavaScript. So these are the main technologies that we will be looking at. You may or may have not heard of HTML or CSS or JavaScript. This could be your opportunity to get to know much more about it. We'll be doing this in a period of 4 weeks. Each week we'll have certain points of focus. So for example, we've already started week 1. We'll be having some focus. Week 2, we'll also be having some other focus. Week 3 and week 4, like that. We'll have what we call technical challenges. Technical challenges, you can think of them as projects that you will be required to complete. So we believe in the learn by doing model. So we will giving you projects from time to time, and we believe that these projects will help you grasp the basic concepts that we want you to gain in both in all of the technologies, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. The 3 technologies usually comprise what we call front-end development. So we are, this session, the 4 weeks will be focusing on front-end development. So you may actually, when you start looking at this, at the challenges, you may see them being renamed as front-end challenges. So if you see that somewhere, like on, I don't know, like in a project description, then do not think it's something else you've not heard of. When you say front-end challenge, when we say front-end, we just mean the combination of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. we will be communicating as to make sure that, well, we need to stay in touch to ensure that you get the support you need for you to be able to do the work that is assigned to you. So how are we gonna do that? We'll be using a platform called Discord. How many of you are familiar with Discord? You can, you know, raise your hand or. I see a couple of hands, about 5, 6. Okay. So that's about 10 or, okay. So the bigger number of you are not aware of Discord. Well, it's okay. You'll still, it's pretty easy, and well, you've every day, I'm sure most of you are using new apps every day, like on your phones or on your computers. So I'm pretty sure that this is just going to be, think of it as another application for communication, and it will be not so hard to get up to speed and running. I'm sure by the end of tomorrow, you'll have understood the basics of how to use it. So we'll get, you've been invited actually to our Discord server that we will be using. If you've not been invited already, you can let us know after this session, not right now. So if you've not been invited, you can let us know after this session so that we make sure that you also get the invitation. So what will be on Discord? Mic check, do we have Brian on the call? Brian, mic check. Brian Mayo. Oh, okay. I guess we don't. So Brian Mayo is another colleague that I was thinking we'll talk about this, but since he's not here, I'll just take it on. I'll just take it away. So on this server, we'll be having channels, different channels. We'll be having channels for general communication. We'll be having channels for resources to read or videos to watch. We'll be having channels for support, getting help. We'll be having different channels. You will be, once you are on the server, you can join any channel as long as it's public. If a channel is public, then definitely you can join it. If it's private, then you need an invitation to the channel. So once you are on Discord, all the channels that you are able to see means they are public. You can browse through, see what people are talking about. By the way, this is not the first time you're using Discord. So you may see some previous communications. Just know that those are people who have been there before, people who have done the crash course previously, but they could still be active on the channel. So you may post something and you get a reply from someone whom you may not recognize, even after you've known everybody in your team. Just don't worry about it. These are people that have been in this community before. So we think of this as a community of programmers, and we have our focus right now is web development. So even after the crash course, at the end of this crash course, you will be encouraged to stay on the platform so that you can keep up, you can stay in touch with the fellow members of the community. We'll be having technical team leads. So technical team leads are people that have experience in web development, and they are here to help you assist you with your technical blockers. They will be identified in the once you join the Discord. It will be easy to identify who is the technical team lead. More on that later. Now we'll go ahead and talk about a different aspect of this program, which will be the professional skills. I'm gonna invite Jean to talk about this. Mic check, Jean.
Mic check, mic check. Thank you. Thank you, Sam, for that elaborate introduction and really detailed account of what is going to be happening in the next 4 weeks. Good morning once again, wonderful people. It's really a joy to have you guys in big numbers join this call. Now, what I wanted really to briefly talk about, when you talk about professional skills, what exactly does that entail? To be successful in today's world anyway, I think software engineering is a fairly recent profession. If you're looking into the timeline, it's a fairly recent, and it's a tech intense kind of field. So that goes to say you need to be technically sound, you need to have engineering skills, you need to have all these strong numerical and detailed prowess to really be able to become effective and successful as a software engineer. However, in the world of today, no matter how advanced technology is, we are still working with people. We are still solving people's problems. We are still working with most of the products you're going to be working on, products that come to solve human issues, human challenges, human deficiencies, if I can use that word. So that's on one aspect. On the other aspect is you're working with a team. Even if this, with a team that includes your manager, your technical manager, your technical team leaders, TTLs you're going to be interacting with. You're talking about your partner. This is another company. This now we're talking about broader kind of stakeholders, people outside the company, but who have a stake in what the company is doing. And all these people really are human beings. Human beings have emotions. Human beings have feelings, you know. And so navigating the professional world, navigating the world of work, really. The professional world it can be sometimes be tricky when a person is not really equipped with these skills. We are talking about the professional skills, which are really soft skills that some engineers may overlook because they think, you know what, all I need is to spend time alone, and I need to zone out just to make sure that my code is as perfect as possible. Let me make sure that, let me spend as much time away hiding to deal with all the blockers and all that. But when you're working with people, then there is a set of skills you need to be equipped with in order to be successful. And these are things to do with relationships at work. These are things to do with collaboration at work. These are things to deal with how do you solve problems together with others. And so we are going to be introducing this component. Again, it includes professionalism. And this is really simply how you communicate, how you show your integrity at work, how you respect to your co-workers, how you show respect to different stakeholders in the company or outside the company. Integration is your ability to join a team and work harmoniously, add value to the people you found, be able to become one with the people you're on the team with, and then and add value to your team. Communication is extremely important. It's a vital skill. Communication is probably the most important, and I know this is something that is so overstated in many places, but your ability to communicate well, to communicate effectively it's one thing that is going to set you apart anywhere you go, regardless of your profession. So again, your poor communication, no matter how good you are as a software engineer, if you can't really relay the message, if you can't really impact people with information, if you can't communicate, it really puts you at a disadvantage. It puts you in a position of in a weak position, really, and that is not something you want. And emotional intelligence is really simple because we are dealing with emotional human beings, emotional creatures. You must be able to navigate this treachery. How do you resolve conflict? How do you show empathy to other people? How do you give feedback and ask for feedback, which is very, very important when you're working in a team. So basically, this is a short, really a quick synopsis of what we are going to be talking about in the next, we'll have about 1 or 2 sessions in the next 4 weeks where we'll really dive in deep to see what it takes to build teams, but also most importantly, what it takes to become successful as an engineer joining distributed teams such as the one we're going to be working with. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask me later in the Q&A session. But for now, I would like to hand the mic back to our well-able Sam Nishimwe.
Thank you, Jean. So we've done, so remember I've told you that we'll do a couple of slides, then questions. So we've done a couple of slides up to now. I was wondering if anyone will be having a question so far. They want to ask.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, can you hear me, Sam?
Not so well.
Hello. Okay, let's try my question if you're not getting me well.
I can hear you. I'm not sure. Can you hear the rest of you? Yes, we can hear you.
Mic check.
Check.
I would suggest Joyeux, because I realized the Joyeux's internet maybe is not stable. So I would like to suggest Joyeux and anyone who is really struggling with the internet that there's also an option to type your question in the chat so we can read it for you and still be able to answer it. That's one. On the second note, there was a time you beckoned on Brian.
Il est 10h30.
I see Brian on a call. If you would like for him maybe to address something he should have addressed prior to his joining. He's on the call now, yeah.
Check.
Oh, you're here. Oh, I was asking if you could share with the trainees anything on Discord. How is?
Yeah, sure. Do you want me to tackle it now, or do you want to answer address the questions and then I tackle the Discord?
You can start with the questions if there are any.
Okay, I can see some questions in the chat. Is there any way you can give us these notes? So yeah, we'll record this video and we'll share them with you on the channel so that you're able to go through it again, and we can also share the slides so that you can go through them. But if you have any questions, just please note them down. someone else asked a question. Is it necessary to attend this 4-week program while you attend the last one of 2 weeks? Yes. Were you able to complete all the challenges? If you're not able to complete all the challenges and all the assignments, please, yes, attend this one and hopefully this time around you're able to complete it. I hope that helps. Another question we have is from Joy. I would like to ask if all courses will be done online, especially my question, won't there be any time that you kind of meet something like this, something like that? This is only online, fully online. As you know, there's a lot of COVID going on, so we can't have a physical meeting. I think you can explain more about content access and the full track. I think Sam will explain this. Please, Sam will be able to cover this. How can I join a group of Andela Rwanda on Discord? So let me explain the Discord. So maybe I can share my screen. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Yes. So this is my screen. This is Discord. This is the application on desktop, on my desktop. Sorry, it's you're seeing the thing. This is my application on the desktop. These are different groups I am a member of, but our group is this one. Can you guys see? This is our group. It's called
Yes.
Rwanda Programmers, and it has this like a HTML tag thing. So, and I can see guys are starting to join here. So what you do is we have sent you an email. So please click it. There's a link to the Discord. If you click the link to the Discord, it will redirect you and tell you to download. Once you've downloaded, you have something like this, or you'll have it on your phone. So I'd like to advise you to use the one on the laptop. If you have a laptop, please use the one on the laptop. But if you don't, you can use it on phone also. So once you join, your details will show up here, and then you'll see a place where you can introduce yourself. So if you haven't introduced yourself, please introduce yourself. Tell us about you. What you're doing, what your experience is, just I can see many people have introduced themselves. Use a picture of yourself. Don't try and update your photo, and then you'll be now inside of Discord. So I can see more people are joining. So if you're having trouble joining Discord, now this is the time to ask questions. So you won't see a screen such as mine. Since I'm the admin, I have many things, but you will see something similar to this. So we have the place for information. Here you can see some information. We have rules here that you can follow, and some few points here and there, how to use Discord. And then we have the general way you can post a few things here and there. Introductions, please introduce yourself. This is another thing. Introduce yourself. And then here you have your welcome message. So here we have the crash course content. The crash course content. This is where you'll see CSS, questions, HTML. If you need help with HTML, JavaScript help, some tools. Do you know how to use Git? Do you know how to, are you struggling with a particular, command is not working? Post it here. See, that guy posted a question. We helped him. So you see, it's a technical place where you can ask technical questions and you expect technical answers. See here. And we are not just technical only. You can post memes here. See, like here we post memes. You can post funny things you find on the internet. So it's not all boring and technical and all that. You can post funny things you find on the things you post on WhatsApp. You can post also here. So yeah, if you are struggling with something, just post it here, and we will try to help you to. And we post some tutorial also. We have a channel for stand-ups. What are you doing today? What are your blockers? Stuff like that. You can post your assignment, and this way you're seeking feedback. So yeah, please stop drawing on the Zoom. Yeah, thank you. So any question? Any question? Let me see. I can see that, let me go back. Can we learn on schedule of our preferable time for those who have jobs during the day? Yes, you can. But you see, if you have, you won't be able to attend you won't be able to attend these, sessions. But you can learn at your own time. As long as you jump on Discord, look at what is going on, ask questions, follow the material that you have posted. If you don't find anything, just ask what is going on, and you'll be able to follow. Can we, hello, after this 4 weeks training, are they going to be certificates? There will not be certificates for now, but this training will help you to be able to have the necessary skills so that when you apply for Andela, it's much easier for you. So that is one of the main advantages. May you zoom again on your screen? Sorry, let me just make it full. Can you hope now it's better? Hope it's better now. They ask for 4 digits. Neon Saba. 4 digits. Could you explain? So there's some specific questions here I'd like you to address, but for now, let's ask questions about Discord. Anyone with a question about Discord, you can open your mic and ask. If you are struggling or you find it like it's very hard to understand what's going on, remember this is just a communication channel where we come as a group, and we discuss and we help each other. It's a technical group. So let's join here, learn technical things. So you see how it's working. You just post your question and you get an answer. And we try and build a community where we can help each other be better developers. So please try and join. If you're having any challenges, just post on the channel. Neon Saba Pascaline, could you explain your problem? Oh, you want the link to join?
Good morning to everyone.
Yes.
Yeah, yesterday I tried to enter, but for them they asked me the 4 digits of the Rwanda programmers.
4 digits. Okay,
Yeah.
let me just send you the. Yeah, see, this is the Discord right link. I've just posted it on Zoom here. So click on that if you haven't yet. If you haven't yet, this is the invite link. Click on it and you'll join. So maybe I don't understand what the 4 digit, why it was asking you that, but it should not be asking you that. Just try again and tell me, Pascaline.
Sure. Thank you.
Yeah, Wilson, there's the link to join. Achille, there's the link also. Check your emails. If I hope you received that email. There's also a video here on rules. There's a video explaining you how it works. So check that. This is where we'll be posting most of our communication. This is where we'll be discussing. This is where we'll be chatting. This is where we'll be having fun. So, and remember, this is also, I'd just like to also add that this is not just for this program crash course alone. Once the crash course will be over, this Discord chat will still remain, and we will still be here. So even in the future, when you have challenges, when you want to discuss something, when you want to contribute to the community, remember we have some open source projects we are working on. We have some tutorials on Git. We have some many things going on in the community. So just think of this not as just something short term where you just join and then you leave, but as something where you can join and stay and ask questions and get help for anything and also contribute. Yeah. You only get to ask questions related to web development or any other IT related problem. Any IT, you see there's even a group for Java that, people are asking about Java. There's some tech challenges that guys are working on, open source projects we are working on. So there's a lot of material that you can ask questions on, or you can contribute to. So it's not just a few things HTML, CSS. And if you're also, you can also join and contribute and also be like a very active member, and you'll be able to give us, you can even add your own channels that you think are interesting. So for example, if you're interested in, let's say, Python, you can add your own Python group. You can invite more people to join, and then have a place where you guys discuss about Python. So it's a community where we can discuss about as many things as possible. So for now, we are focusing on crash course, but once the crash course ends, we can discuss other things. And when the next crash course comes, we'll go back to discussing about crash course and so on and so forth. Hello, Brian. Yeah, please, yes, use your real name, please. Use your real name, because you'll be assigned a TTL. You'll be assigned a TTL, and we need to find you, and we need to be able to chat. So we'll be having, for example, stand-ups where you post like what you've been doing, what you've been working on. But if you're not using your real name, it's going to be very hard to get you. Yeah. So please use your real names when you're registering. For example, Brown02, Brown, please just rename your name to your full names. Yeah, to be very helpful for you to rename. What else? No, you not need Discord and programming. You need Discord anytime. Think of Discord like WhatsApp, but not like it's a WhatsApp for programmers where you chat and you can even share videos. You can learn things. So it's not just for programming. You depends on how you use it, but people use it for many things. You can share articles. You can share, interesting things you find on online. So it's not only for programming. If there a problem if someone doesn't attend the Zoom meeting due to different reason, yeah, you can, depending on your situation, you can watch the recorded videos. But we highly encourage you to join so that we know, how many people have attended. So if you can, please join. It's very important. Can you advise Okay, how to edit your username. So to edit your username, just go to the settings and you'll be able to see a place where you can edit your username. Yeah. You go to, I think if you go to user settings, you're able to edit your username. User settings. Yeah. So I think that's it. Please join. Please join the Discord. You have, I think I made it. Your issues with, okay, awesome. That's good. So if you have any questions, please post on the channel. Just know that most communication will be there. Yeah, but thank you very much. Over to you, Samuel.
All right, thank you. Well, so I've seen that there's quite a number of questions. So we'll get back to the slides because we're halfway through. So I'll just go through the rest of the slides, then we can now take more questions afterwards, because this is the only, well, the time that we had for questions for now has not finished. So if your question has not been answered, we will come back to it at the end of the slides. So we'll just get back to the slides and make sure that we finish them and get back to your questions afterwards. Okay, so we're back to slides. So from the next point is an overview. I think some of you were asking about this and like a summary of what you guys will be doing. So we'll have what we call daily stand-ups. This is where we'll talk about our work in a few minutes of each day. So for every day, there will be a format to follow to talk about what we are doing and what we plan to do. And afterwards, this will happen for every day from starting sometime next week up to the end of the 4 weeks. We will have technical sessions. Technical sessions will comprise of HTML. Mic check. One is having their mic on. Kevin and please mute your mic. Do not unmute again unless you want to ask something. So I'm not sure why Gilles, your hand is up. I don't know if you want to tell us something. Gilles, mic check. Gilles. Okay, we'll just get back to the presentation. So we'll have technical sessions. Technical sessions will be spread across the 4 weeks. So you cannot have all the technical sessions on one day or in 1 week. They'll be spread across the 4 weeks. We'll have sessions on HTML, on CSS, JavaScript. We'll have a session on version control. We'll have a session on user experience and user interface, and we'll have a session on hosting. So these are the sessions you are going to have over the next 4 weeks. We'll have challenges also. that you will be required to complete. We'll have, there's cards preview, there's an accordion card, there's a coming soon page, there's a Hudl landing page, and there's a capstone project. These challenges will also be spread across the 4 weeks. You will be required to complete one before you can start the next, and you'll be given specific timelines in which you're supposed to have finished each challenge. So everything will be timed. You'll be given a finite amount of time to finish one challenge, and you will be required to first demonstrate what you've done before you can move on to the next challenge. Sessions are where you are going to be taught, if I can say, how what you are going to acquire the skills that will help you solve the challenges. So before that we start with challenges, there will be a session that will introduce a certain concept. So let's say if a challenge is saying that you should do an accordion card, so this one will be like an FAQ. So if you've seen like websites that have FAQ sessions, you see that there's some FAQs that have like drop downs. You can click on a question and then you get an answer. You click on the next question, you get its answer. Will you be doing something like that? If you are required to do that, then there will have been a session that talks about HTML, how to create list elements, how to, and then there could be also some CSS, how to style the page, and maybe some certain interactivity that will allow you to click on an element and open a drop-down menu. So you will not be required to do a challenge that you've not been given introduction to. So there will, the sessions, so whenever you have a session, whenever there's a session that is ongoing, please do take your time to follow and make sure you understand what is being taught, because the following challenge will test your understanding of the materials that were shared in the session. This is something that is very important, so I will repeat again. If you have a session, and I've seen some of you are asking if you can skip sessions and all that. If there's a session and you miss it, it's gonna be hard for you to do an associated challenge. So the challenge, the session will give you, basically will give you the skills that you'll need to work out the challenge. So if you miss it, you may, if there's a recording, you may watch it at your own time and then be able to get back on track. But if you're unable to do it, then it's gonna be quite hard for you to complete the challenge without following the session. Okay, now that we've talked about our work, let's talk about how to get help. The first step that we want you to do is to do some research on the challenge you're facing. We like, in the world of software engineering, we like to call them blockers, like something that is blocking you. It's stopping you from progressing. So the first thing we want to do is do some research. Understand, do your best to understand what's exactly happening and with the behavior that you're facing. So for example, let's just take one scenario. If, for example, you have created an HTML page, but you can't view it in your browser. Maybe the browser says the file is not found. How would you go about that? What would you do about that? Anyone want to come off mute and tell us how they could proceed with that?
Mic check.
Check.
Yes, this is Chance. About the question you did ask, I would go first, as you did explain to us, to go to help topics. And the second option, I can go to Google and that's like my suggestion about the problem I'm facing and try to figure out what solution I can get. Thanks.
So what would you start with? Yeah, those are all possible options of things to do, but then I want to know, what would you start with?
Yes, first check my codes if they are running with no error. So then see if the browser maybe it's not the default browser to open. Yeah, I should check also, try other browser like Mozilla. If, for example, I was doing the part with Chrome, I can try out with some other browsers to check on. That's my point of view.
Okay, thank you. I want to remind you the blocker that I'm having. The blocker is that the file is not found. Okay. So does anyone have a different opinion on how they would go about that? What would be the first thing that you do?
The HTML file. Can I ask?
Yes, yes.
The HTML file is not displaying itself in the browser.
Yeah.
You can use the VS extension, which is called Live Server. When it's enabled, it automatically displays what it automatically renders what you have written in HTML in the browser you want.
Well, yeah, that's also another possible solution. But what I wanted to see if you can get is that if a file is not found, it means that there's something wrong. Something is wrong about the path. So the first thing you want to do is ensure that the path is correct. Because if the browser cannot find it, it's very likely that the path is incorrect. So the first thing you want to do is, is not to post it in the help channel. No. The first thing you want to do is not to Google. Those are like the second, third, fourth. Okay. The first thing you want to do is to check the file path in the browser and ensure that it matches the location of the file on your computer, on your hard drive. So like this is a skill that you'll gain over time, but I want to emphasize that it's very important to first try and help yourself before getting help from someone else. When you are able to help yourself, it saves you time, first of all, and you build the skills that are required to again solve similar challenges where if you face them in the future. So the order really matters here. Do some research, try, then if you really can't work, then try a few suggested solutions, like you're saying, if on Google, people are suggesting different solutions, you can try them out and see if they don't work, then you can post it in the channel, in the help topics, then see if someone will be able to attend to your question. If all of this does not work, if you spent 6 hours and there's no solution yet and no one has replied to you, you can reach out to TTL directly and ask them for assistance. What do we expect that you will get from this course? The first thing is, knowledge is good when shared. You know, the world will not be a place it is today if it wasn't for knowledge transfer, if it wasn't for people documenting their findings and sharing them down their generations. So imagine you remember that even today we still read about things like from the 80s, like 90s, like maybe this 18th century or 17th century, when it comes to, let's say, how they made cars in the 20th century. You can find documentation of how that was done back then, and that's how people are able to look at what has been done before and add improvement and do something that is better every other, well, as life progresses. So in a similar vein, we want you to be able to explain to your friends and your someone else who's interested in web development. We want you to be able to help them get started with web development. We are sharing this knowledge with you. Okay, we will be sharing the knowledge with you over the next 4 weeks. It will be very important, and we will be very happy to hear that you've also been able to share that knowledge with someone else. They even say that, could be true or not, but that they say if the only way to prove that you know something is to explain it to someone else. If you can explain it to me, then that means you know that. So as the way to prove to yourself that you've mastered the content you've been taught, you please share that with your friends and people that you meet across in your next steps as you progress in the career. We want you to be able to create hyperlinked HTML documents. We want you to understand, and Jean has just talked about this, the importance of soft skills as a software engineer. We want you to be able to use HTML5 features. We want you to do responsive layout. That means do web pages that are responsive to different screens. So if someone is viewing on a tablet, on their phone or on their laptop, you make sure that your app responds properly to the screen device, to the width of the device that the user is viewing on. We want you to be able to add some interactivity with JavaScript to your web pages. We want you to be able to solve beginner and intermediate front-end challenges. Yes, I like the fact that the word front-end has come up when I've explained, so I want to think you understand what this means. We want you to be able to apply the soft skills principles in your everyday work. And there will be, the list is not exhaustive, but these are at least what we expect you to know. So at the end of the 4 weeks, I want you to come back to these bullet points and see how many you've been able to meet. If you've met all of them, well and good, congratulations. You have officially graduated from the crash course. If you've not, it's not too late. Please keep learning on your own, and there will be other opportunities upcoming where you can keep improving on your skills and make sure that you acquire all of the learning outcomes. We have a code of conduct, some of the things that we live by as a community to ensure that we are sustainable and things go as we plan. So a few things we wanted to pull out. First is the language. One, most of us are randoms, so it's very natural that we may want to speak in Kinyarwanda since it's our language. This is the work environment, and it's not that we are undermining our language, but we want to have an opportunity to practice a different language. So, which is why we'll be using English as our official communication language. And just so you know, not everybody here or on Discord, like during communication, not everybody understands Kinyarwanda. So do not post something ignorant because some people won't even understand what you'll be talking about. English will be our main language of communication, either on, like for all things COM, either on Zoom, sessions will be held in English, Discord, all communications will be done in English. Think of this as another opportunity for you to improve your English skills because it's not your primary language. So naturally, you do not master well the language. But as you move, as you wanna join the world of software engineering, English will be a very important communication language. And this will be another good opportunity for you to learn and master it. Punctuality. If the meeting is starting at 10, please, the meeting is starting at 10, not 10:01. Let me repeat that again. If a meeting is starting at 10, you have to be on the call by 10, not by 10:01. So one of the tricks that I've seen work for many people is join the meeting a few minutes earlier. So if the meeting is maybe at 10, you might want to check your Zoom, make sure your computer is okay by 9:55, and then just join and click on mute to make sure you don't disturb anyone, and just be ready to start the meeting at 10. So goes with the rest of the communications. If it's daily stand-ups we posted in the morning, please endeavor to post them in the morning, not late in the evening, because we will not see them for that day. We may read them the next day, yet they were supposed to. For example, if you post them tonight, it's very likely that we'll read them tomorrow, yet they were for Monday. So we'll just read them on Tuesday. And in doing so, we've interrupted our workflow, and it's not what we want to do. So punctuality is another very important aspect of the program that we want you to make sure to live by. So as a community, to have a healthy community, there has to be a certain level of respect. This one can be quite hard because there may be situations. So for example, if you have a blocker and you post it and there's no answer, you don't see anyone answering, please do not start saying, hey guys, where are you? No one is answering, blah, blah. No, do not do that, okay? Respect others, maybe think that they're still doing something else, and when they have time, they'll come back to your question and they will answer. Do not start to freak out and, have temper all of a sudden and start, cursing out people. We do not want to do that. If people are not answering your questions, it's because maybe they're still doing something else, or they are also researching about the problem. They don't understand it very well. And naturally, that's going to take some time. So please be patient and wait for someone to get back to you. That's just an example I've picked. There are so many situations where you will be required to respect others. If it's on the call, then ensure that your mic is off. If you, I don't know, if you happen to turn on your mic accidentally, and you make some noise, it's good habit, or it's a good culture to type in the chat and say, hey guys, sorry, that was just a mistake, and make sure that you've apologized for interrupting the flow of the meeting. So there will be many, it may have been more and more aspects. I'm sure Jean will talk about this, why respect is so important in the workplace in one of the sessions, but also keep that in mind, as it's one of the things we need to do in order to have a healthy community. Now, this marks the end of our presentation. Now we'll have questions and answers if you have any. Okay, so let me check in the chat. Let me see if there's something that has not been attended to. Yes, Himbaza Jules, bienvenue. I've responded to you. I've said that it is strongly encouraged to join sessions. However, if you are unable to, yes, you can watch the recording and do the associated activity afterwards. But it is strongly encouraged to watch the video because, for example, one of the things you can think about is if you're not on the session, then you can ask a question if you don't understand something. And remember, sessions will be technical. So if you miss it, you've really missed a lot. Hello, can you advise Stata on this program to continue learning? I don't, go off. I don't understand your question. How to edit? Okay, my username will be certificates. Will be some recordings. Yes. Will we be having courses in 2 hours per se? I think you mean per day. Yes, there will be sessions. There could be more. So you could have a session in the morning and in the afternoon, but most likely there will be 2 hours to also. You may have on session days. Oh, that's something I forgot to say. We will alternate. So there will be days where you'll have sessions and there will be days where you won't have any sessions. So for example, if today we have sessions, tomorrow we won't have any session. We'll have sessions again on Wednesday. On Thursday, we won't have sessions. We'll have sessions on Friday. On days when we don't have sessions, this is where we give you time to work on challenges. So when we want you to work on challenges, we want you to focus. So that's why we don't put challenge. We don't put sessions on that day. So you can focus on the challenge and make sure that you finish it in time. The host can give me the permission to record. I've recorded this. Okay, this was answering. First, check the file extension. If it is said that yes, this was also good set. What do you mean by file path? Jesse Umuhide Mutesi. File path are like the location of your file on the hard drive. Locations follow a certain structure. So for example, if you are on Windows, then the top root will be like C or D. Then you'll have, if you have a folder, it will be like D/C/users/your name/documents, like that. If you're on Mac or Linux, then you can have /home/username, then / documents or something like that. So those are the file path. That's what I meant by file path. How about the schedule be provided before? Schedule be provided before? You mean schedule for learning? Yes, yeah, it will be shared if that's what you're asking, but not on this session, afterwards. What will be the next steps after this Zoom session? The next steps will be to go on Discord, introduce yourself, and get familiar with Discord. Any other communications of what's required of you will be given on Discord. Hello, if someone does another PC, how can we manage to follow up? Unfortunately, that's not something we'll be able to help you with. And you remember very well that we asked you while filling the form if you had access to a computer, because to follow these sessions, well, to be able to complete the program in time and meet all the requirements, it's going to be really hard if you do it without a computer. So if you don't have it, actually, it's impossible. But that's why we're making sure that we ask that you have access, even if you don't have it, but have access to a computer. That way, it's going to be a lot more easy. May you please provide a schedule, or if it's already there? It's there, they'll be shared with you. No, Noble. Noble Rugamba. Yes, it will be shared with you. Hello, everyone. I'm so excited to be here with y'all, especially to find some good friends of mine here. Ishma, okay, you're welcome, and it's good that you have some friends here. So it's gonna be a lot easier. Well, it's gonna be even a lot more interesting. I encourage you to come off mute and also say questions out loud. Hello, when is it time for stand-ups? You will be, there are no stand-ups for now. There will be communication when there are stand-ups. Could you share with us the softwares that will be used when programming? Softwares. I'm not quite sure you mean, but there will be for every session. So we will have a session that is called Introduction to Web Development. We'll talk about maybe what you need to get started, although there won't be any softwares that you need. All you need is your browser, a code editor, and Discord and Zoom. Literally, those are the only 4 apps that you need now to be able to keep going. Yeah, so for suggestions, so Jean was suggesting that you can borrow from like a friend, and that would be helpful. Do we have all of us to use the same code editors? No, you do not, David, Ishmael, David. No, you do not need to use the same code editors. Your code editor is your tool, okay? So all we want to see is the output. Your tool, it's up to you. You decide which tool you use. That's fine by us. So it won't be a problem. Hello, I'm happy to be here. So I'd like to know if we will use pair programming in doing challenges or everyone will do it alone. We are encouraging people to do it alone for now. Oh, that's so pair programming is good as a concept in the world of software engineering, but we're not doing it for now. We want you to first gain the skills individually, then you can now practice pair programming afterwards. But for now, we want you to do them on your own and complete them on your own, with, of course, with help from the community, but we want you to get started on your own. You're welcome. So is there any question we have not attended to? How many times we will do those type of meeting on a weekly basis? The calendar will show when the meetings will happen. So once you get access to the calendar, you'll see it right away. That was for Ansariumva Queen Sherina. Then, hello everyone, can it be possible for one to take these courses while learning, let's say university student? Thanks. So I can say yes, if you are able to manage your time very well. If you have classes maybe during the day, then it's going to be challenging maybe to attend both sessions at the same time if we have technical sessions. But if we don't have sessions, then you can...
What the heck?
Sam, you're all on mute.
Mic check, we can't hear you.
Yeah, sorry. So yeah, I was saying that please remember to mute your mic. Yes, so I was answering to Ruraika. If you are learning, then if there are clashes, obviously that's not, you will decide which one you want to attend, if it's this or your classes. But apart from, please, I think it's, someone is making. So apart from that, you just have to manage your time very well and ensure that you do everything in time. But it's possible, you just have to manage your time well. That's the short answer. Which code editor? We'll talk about this in one of the sessions. Hello, we studying every day? No, we're not studying every day. We are, but we have work to do every day. Course duration is always 2 hours. No, the calendar will say how long the session will last for. That's for Farengera Marley. So Marley, the sessions will, the calendar event will say for how long the session is gonna be. Okay. No more questions? Going once, going twice, and yes, it's gone. All right, so thank you.
Sam, mic check.
Check, yeah.
I've seen a quick text from Benna. I think she wanted to capture the names of the participant before we completely turn off the call. Maybe you stop sharing for a few minutes, maybe just 1 minute. So far, maybe she takes a screenshot or something.
Oh, all right. No, we'll be looking forward to meeting you. We'll be looking forward to meeting every one of you during the day. And for the rest of the whole week, remember now is a good time to keep Discord open on your computer. So there will be communications anytime from now, and you do not want to miss it. So please ensure that you stay connected so that you don't miss any important communications. Now so if you're wondering what's the next step right now, the next step right now is to get familiar with So the next step right now is to get familiar with Discord. So please head over to the different channels, browse different channels, watch a video on how to use it. There are videos already posted on how to use Discord. Check out the videos, look at different features, and get yourself familiar with it as you're waiting for the next communications from the team. Mic check, Benna, have you been able to capture how can I get contacts of the mentors for personal issues? You can find them on Discord. So now I think everything, like most of my next answers will be Discord. So yes, you'll find contacts of mentors. Even if you want them to talk to them on a personal level, you can start with Discord to get in touch. You're welcome. I've seen some people saying thank you, you're welcome, and I'm looking forward to working with you all. What about the permission to record? Are you talking about this Zoom recording? Because if you can see on your screen, there's an ongoing recording already. So I'm not sure if you mean any other recording. If you meant another recording, you can let me know. So Stan. Yes, calendar will be shared on Discord. Yeah, Zoom, this session has been recorded. I've told you that its recording will be shared on Discord afterwards. I was asking Benna, mic check Benna. Do we still have Benna on the call?
Mic check, Samuel.
Yes, have you been able to?
Yes, I've been able to capture.
All right.
Thank you.
Sure. All right, so thanks everybody for showing up this morning. I'll see you all on Discord, and I can't wait to work with you for the next 4 weeks. See you all.